It is hot, isn't it?
Redonkulously hot.
Fucking YouTube. That's okay. It's perfect, knob. Anyway, we're they'll be looking at the thumbnail in a minute.
Isn't it?
Ooh, good. So we are live, but they're not quite looking at
9 thumbs up, flying tonight.
Oh, look.
It's good. We need to remind them to ring the bell thing. I've seen many YouTube people telling us to ring the bell these last couple of weeks.
Oh yeah, with the old subscribe. Look at that! Look at that! The Mark Todd.
Mark Todd's in. He's a hanger-on, isn't he?
He fucking loves it. The puppet master himself.
Just basically comes on so people remember to subscribe to him.
Yeah, ring that bell. Go over there.
Name dropper.
Todd's reviews and ring that bell. Ring it real good.
You know, I'm telling people, I don't have a bell. Why isn't my? I normally have a bell. Is they've turned all the bells off?
No, I got a bell. Why, mate?
Sometimes you have to re-ring that bell. Sometimes.
I need a new phone. Luckily, it's coming tomorrow.
The other thing with Mark Todd is he's live every day in his Facebook group. People should check that out. But I'm not saying that on the show.
No, you can never say that on the show.
But you know, I think
Mark, click that bell.
benefit from doing his reviews in the house.
No way, people would go ape shit.
Yeah,
that'd be like if he traded his dog for a horse.
He used to do it. I remember seeing reviews from like the kitchen, from the
He used to review clones from his kitchen.
My favourite review is the Pluid. That was amazing.
No, the pipe bomb. Anyway, shall I roll the intro?
Do it. Oh, Tommy. Got on the roof.
Don't start that.
you think 1 week we could replace the?
Good job they didn't sentence him on the same day as Gay Pride.
It's lucky, but it was Wimbledon, so they would have got an earful of that shit.
All right, I'll roll intro.
Look at that one.
Really worked.
Like that. Yeah, like that.
They can't say that. That's an intro. I'm alive. We are live. James, what are you doing? That is pro. That looks pro like that, but don't keep it like that. Welcome to the IDLM Show, episode 186. 4 more left. Say that every week now. Welcome to the show. On tonight's show, we will be talking about vaping, squonking. There's Travava. There's vape mail. There is some guff from the newspapers and some interesting developments in America land and stuff. Lots and lots of stuff. So let's crack on. So we don't want to run out of time like last week.
Good point, man.
Last week was a belter.
Was a belter. If you haven't seen last week, shut this down. Go and watch last
Yeah,
week.
watch this on repeat. Yeah, we got like 12 thumbs up last week. We were flying. I don't think so. We can't guarantee it'll be as good as last week.
We can't. No, we can't. Go on. Let us guarantee that.
You can't.
Yeah, look at that, man. Look at that. Last week we had some good things. Last week we didn't have no watchy vape.
I didn't have a watch last week.
Nah.
Coming up, stay tuned. Okay, let's crack on. James, what do you have for lunch? Do we still do that?
Yes.
Yeah, let's do that.
What are you vaping? What are you drinking? What do you have for lunch? And what's the latest sunbed wise?
Ooh, sunbed news. Okay. Thanks very much, Rich. Good evening, everybody who's watching. Let's start with vape. Let's start with vape first of all. I'm vaping on a Lucas. I love this mod. I really love this mod. A bite of V2 and a whistle on top, and then there is my usual tobacco crunch, which I am going crazy with at the minute. I am vaping like 300 mils a day or something like that. I am also vaping on. I'm all white this evening. I've got all white mods in memory of. Oh no, let's not go down that route. We have got the Otten Mod Evo with the tiny little weedy.
I was just chuffed at how much you like that arm. I just like a little bit of me goes, yeah.
Yeah, I really like it. No. When I first started squonking many moons ago, wasn't that many moons ago, but if there's a moon every single night, then yeah, that's many moons. It was many moons ago. I was torn between the Viper V2 and the Origin Tiny Mini Small. And it was only the fact that it was 16mm, and I had my eye on a Lucas, not this one, a different one. And obviously, the thing is only 15 or whatever it is there, 14.5 or 15. So this wouldn't go on that without the flatter adapter thing, which looks crap because you then got to put a beauty ring on and it's all really tall and that sort of thing. So basically, I thought they were both flavour-wise really good. But compatibility with the Lucas was basically what led us down the Viper V2 road. Yep. And in there is Dandelion Burdock from Jeffrey's Vintage Vape, which is kind of just constantly in my rotation. And another one constantly in my rotation now is Sergeant Vapor, and that is in the KO, not a nano, a regular KO from Chris Scott McKenzie, which I love. It's the Stormtrooper one. It's like I say, I'm all white this evening. And on top of there is the Armour S with its standard drip tip on there. And in there, like I said, is Sergeant Vapor from who is it? Halcyon Vapors. That's who it is. The Cuts Ice people. So that's what I'm vaping on. I am drinking on. I haven't had one for a little while. I've got a Rick and Morty backer. Delightful German. I've just finished one of them Danish Pilsners.
Fancy.
And I'm on German. I'm kind of gradually working my way over to England with me lagers. So I'm drinking on that.
Carling, Black Label.
Yes, the traditional British lager. No, it's horrible stuff. I mean, I don't, I quite, I do. I know I'll drink any old fizzy piss, but I do kind of draw the line. Foster's and Black Label. It's not called Black Label. Call it. Sorry. They are not my cup of tea, and they're even worse on. I think there's sort of semi-palatable in cans, but they're even worse on draft. That stuff is awful. Anyway, so that's what I'm vaping on. That's what I'm drinking on. For my lunch, I had a sandwich. I did. Ham salad, no egg, obviously, because that's not a salad item.
Salad.
A little bit of coleslaw, which I don't normally have. A little bit of coleslaw, ham salad, coleslaw. Coleslaw.
Handmade coleslaw, or do you more of a buy of coleslaw?
I often will handmade, but this was just a quick and easy from the shop flavoured coleslaw.
Fair dude.
Yeah, but I don't. But if I make one, then I'll make a red coleslaw, red onion, red cabbage.
I tried to join your sandwich group. I checked, pending. Can't, not in the sandwich group.
The big sandwich. Which sandwich group? The big sandwich group.
Oh no! I think I must have requested to join your other sandwich group, which is just you.
Oh, just me. Oh, show me your sandwich.
Yeah, I was going to show you the sandwich, man.
Oh, excellent. There's an American show me your sandwich, which I've been.
Oh no! I want to be on your sandwich group.
Oh it's still early days. There is just me on. So I'm just literally showing myself my sandwiches at the moment.
Pending.
How do we get in there?
Well, when I'm ready to launch, I think I need a little bit of a backlog of sandwiches.
Okay, because you said if there was only a place for you to show your sandwich, I was thinking there fucking is, but my fucking membership's pending.
I'm terribly sorry about that. The admins are awful on there, absolutely awful on there. So yeah, but I found
get loads of people from Kent joining.
Yeah. That's a geography-based joke. Excellent. I'm on a new Show Me Your Sandwich group, which is it's all Americans. Tell you what, messy and large the sandwiches on the American Show Me Your Sandwich group. I'm after a more refined English-based sandwich
what are you
group.
Call it?
I think. Show Me Your Sandwich.
UK.
Yeah, I think I probably should add UK to that. That's good. That's a good idea. So yeah, that's what I'm. So I had for my lunch sandwich. It was ham. It was nice. Ham salad, coleslaw.
How are you getting your ham?
Ham well, it depends. Sometimes from the butchers, sometimes just from the Aldi.
Right. Wafer thin.
Yeah. No. This was. You know what it is? You know what it is. When it comes to ham from Aldi, I quite like. They do this thing called the trimmings. The trimmings are like the.
I don't mind that as long as if they're trimmings of the leg, they're fine.
Well, see, the thing is, I'm not much of a gambling man. I've said this before. I'm not much of a gambling man, but it's like a little tiny gamble. You can't. If you go in there, you get your trimmings. They could be awesome this week. They could be awesome. I mean, I've had some pastrami's that have been amazing, and
it's see-through packaging, though, isn't it?
It is see-through packaging, and you can poke it, but you can't taste it. That's the thing. You can't taste it. And you have got to look. You have got to look on the pot.
That's why they kicked me out.
That's exactly why.
That's what my mum used to write on the window in Amsterdam. You can poke it, but you can't taste it. She can write backwards. It's amazing.
Very good. Very good.
Red rum.
And then the sunbed. Yeah, I've had two of the sunbed. Can you see? I'm bronzed.
How many is that in total?
Pardon?
How many is that in total?
Is that 5 in total? 5. But remember, that's 3 minutes. That's 15 minutes in total. Some people just put 15 minutes down, bosh, like that. Me, no. You know what it is? I like it. I like it in there. I like I like being in the. I feel like I'm in the future a little bit when I'm in there. You're completely surrounded in the neon tube. Well, they're not neon, obviously, but all these the brightly lit tubes. I quite like.
When you step out, you are in the future.
Yeah, you are approximately 3 minutes in the future.
Yeah.
Yeah. The only thing that would be better is if it made that kind of airlock noise when you open it and it went. Psh. That would be better. But I tell you what, it's warm in there. It's really, really warm. Anyway, so yeah, that's what I'm vaping on. That's what I'm drinking on. That's what I have for my lunch. That's how my sunbeds are going. John.
Hello.
How's your week been? What are you vaping on? What are you drinking on? What did you have for your lunch? Because everybody is always interested in what you had for your lunch. And I had some good questions earlier, and they've all fallen out of me bonds. Is there anything you missed about smoking? Is there anything you miss about smoking, John? Have you frozen, or is that me? Are you just holding really still?
Oh, shall I go then?
Yeah. Okay, Rich, how's your week been? What are you vaping on? What are you drinking on? Same question to you. Is there anything you miss about smoking?
Right. Vaping on loads of different things. Still got the Valerian. Got me watch.
Lovely.
Got the Swell kit from Vandy Vape. Talk about that later. Got cool. The Adept from Innokin. Talk about that later. Got the Preco 2 mouth to lung. Talk about that later. We've got the Gem pen from Innokin. Talk about that later. So lots of stuff, lots of really random weird stuff, but I got to test it and that in it. So that's a thing. Drinking Robinson's blackcurrant.
Just Robinson's blackcurrant this evening?
Just Robinson's blackcurrant this evening. Out tomorrow. So cool. on good behaviour. Also, I've overdone it at the gym. I keep getting cramp. So if I suddenly leap out of my seat, I'll be back.
Okay, don't leave us. Please don't leave us.
So that's a thing. Lunch, I had jacket potato with tuna.
Exciting.
Well, is what it is.
Did you buy that from a shop? Did you buy that from a spud you like?
No, it was from a bakery that predominantly sells sandwiches.
They seem to go hand in hand, the jacket potato and a sandwich shop.
Yeah, it's like a lunch themed shop.
Yeah, it's like we've got all of these things that'll go into bread. But a lot of them would also go onto a jacket potato.
Yeah, it totally works. And I do try to dodge bread when I can.
That's good.
Yeah.
Something I could never do though. I've never ever purchased. It's like a sandwich. I'll very rarely purchase a sandwich.
Really?
And I'll very rarely purchase a jacket potato just because I think these are as good as I make at home, and I don't want to pay your. And I know how much a potato is. I know how much a potato is, and I don't want to pay your exuberant prices. So how much was a jack of potato and tuna today?
Ooh, £2.60. Something like
Oh,
that.
that's not bad actually. That isn't bad. That isn't bad.
I'm sorry, my lovers. I don't know what happened. I'm connected to the internet again.
Never mind.
You're
We're
back.
just doing mine instead.
Go.
So that. What was the? Oh, what do I miss about smoking?
If anything.
Not a lot. I miss looking super cool.
I was going to say, that's the number one reason to smoke. You look fucking awesome.
Oh, I used to like when you saw a pretty lady smoking. We both smoke. Probably would bang me.
Yeah.
Did you always have a lighter in hand in case they were do you have a light there?
I always had a
Hands
lighter in
man?"
hand, but not for that reason. Because
As a smoker, yes, of course.
He kept burning down synagogues. That was his thing. It was a hobby.
I hated having to ask to borrow a light off someone. That was like a real. I hate that. It's cringe.
Yeah.
It's just cringy. So I always had one, but not for that. So no, not really. It was rubbish, wasn't it?
I don't miss it. I don't miss it anymore.
I did enjoy it, but I don't miss it. So that's all. I think that's it, innit? That's it.
Yep.
Good
That's it.
times. John.
I can remember my questions.
Good. Do it then.
Right. How's the week been? It's been good. It's been hot. It's been busy. Obviously, Mr. Mike Dacus popped down to put decals on the shop windows yesterday, which is awesome. He's back tomorrow to put another decal on. So I had Emma and Mike popped down yesterday. That was really cool. It's been really busy. What did I have for lunch? Oh, I had a locally made sausage roll. Like a slice of sausage roll. It was like that. Wasn't very nice actually, with a bit of Ploughman's. And then I had on the side, I had mini poppadoms with lime pickle. Big fan of lime pickle and mini poppadoms.
They're virtually crisps, aren't they, John?
No, lentil.
I mean, they're just Indian crisps.
Nah, they're made of lentil.
Yeah,
There's no
you're
potato.
really stretching. You're stretching your own rules.
They're not made of potato. Are
You've
they?
made your own rules, and now you're bending them.
They're not crisps, are they? 'Cause crisps.
So does a crisp have to be so a maize-based snack, not a crisp?
I would say it was a maize-based snack.
I mean, I often say
do
that. I
you
say that a
eat
lot.
maize-based snacks, John?
What?
Do you eat maize-based
No, I don't.
snacks?
No, I don't do that either. Crisp. Here we go. Defined by the dictionary: a wafer-thin slice of potato, fried or baked into crisp.
Yeah, but we know that's bollocks.
As a snack.
Monster Munch are crisps.
Yeah, but I would never ever eat a Monster Munch.
What about a Snacker Jack?
No, they're just rank.
Yeah, but I mean, okay, if you liked them.
I went through a bit of a Snacker Jack stage when they came out. They're rice, aren't they? They're made of rice.
What about?
Yeah, they are small rice cakes. They are not crisps, though, surely.
Yeah, exactly. They're not.
Well, they're in a crisp bag.
Well, that doesn't count.
All right. Don't worry. Mini cheddars.
Yeah, that's not. I don't eat them, but that's not a crisp.
If you liked them, would you eat them?
Yeah.
Because they're not a crisp.
It's what do you know why crisps are so bad for you? They're like horrifically bad for you.
No.
It weirdly is due to the sugar content, which is really, really a bizarre thing to say. But potato starch is so easily absorbed by your body. Your saliva will turn the starch into sugar like immediately, basically. And so you're effectively just eating sugar, fat, and salt at the same time. It's worse for your teeth than Coca-Cola, a pack of crisps.
I thought that was because they got jammed in your jammed in bits.
That's because they. But don't forget they're jammed in your teeth. But now, they've your the potato starters has turned into sugar. That's what.
Hey, John, what about those vegetable crisps?
They're as bad actually. They are the same thing.
But do you eat them?
No, I did used to.
Do you like them?
They're fucking fantastic, but I don't eat.
Because of your rules.
Yeah, no, because I used to be fat. That's why I don't eat them. But I stopped eating crisps and then kept eating vegetable crisps and didn't lose any weight. And I thought, well, I'll stop eating them.
Fair enough. Interesting.
Yeah, that was good debate. Good debate. We'll maybe continue on the group.
Crisps. They're not crisps.
I think it's the air. It's grayer. Your rules are now grayer than ever.
It's that thing of, but then the worst thing you can do is have a multi-pack of crisps. If you've got children, have a multi-pack of crisps in the house, and it becomes like a thing they have all the time, every single day. It's a really stupid idea. They're not. You don't need them.
What do you mean you don't need crisps?
You don't need crisps.
Well, you don't need poppadoms.
Absolutely, I didn't say you did, but I'm talking about children. You're making the decision for them. I made the poppadom decision myself. But if you're buying shopping, then filling your fucking cupboards with shite is obviously not a good idea.
Yeah. But crisps are delicious, though, aren't they?
They're brilliant. They're really good.
Yeah, they are good. Come on, John.
I know none of you have like wombat children, so it's fine. Do what you like? I don't care.
You set out to feed them healthily, but you soon grow up, and then you just give them turkey dinosaurs.
I prefer veg crisps. They don't make any difference. Anybody say in chat, by the way, veg crisps doesn't make any difference at all. If you look at the fat content, it's exactly the same. And once you fry it, beetroot, and then eat it, it's sugar. I mean, parsnips are immediately so much sugar. It's ridiculous. What was the other question? Sorry. Oh, yes, that's what I had for lunch. Oh, and I had 2 tangerines as well for dinner. They were very delicious. They were. Oh, what am I drinking? Oh, this evening I'm drinking an Adnams New England IPA.
You're borderline obsessed.
The reason for the New England is because it's for some reason it's £1.50, and the other one's £2. So I thought I'll do that. Somebody asked what it was like earlier, and it's a cloudy IPA, but it's got a lot of flavour, but it is 6%. They sell it at our local pub in pints. It's bad. It's getting tired.
6% is the cut-off. Usually places will start selling, 2/3.
Yeah, or a third.
Yeah.
Well, when we've been with the Ideal Home Show host Rick at his local beer place, they are madness. Beers, like 9% beers. No, can't do. What am I vaping on? I'm only vaping on 2 things. I haven't put cannoli the breakfast in anything since I sampled it and we bought it to stock. And then I put cannoli bee breakfast in the what's it called? Gate.
It's brilliant, that gate.
Read it. I remembered as I did it. In the gate, on top of the abstract mod, the DNA 40. That's what I've got it on in. Oops. And I've got it all the way open, and it's 12 milligram. It is. If you like breakfast cereal, cannoli bee breakfast is awesome. It's quite obvious what it is. Oh, and in the pipe with a dvar on top. I've just changed it over, and I have got crack current. That's 45 milligram. It says. I'm going to go with that.
You got the posh Atty on the cheap mod, and the cheap Atty on the posh mod.
I have done that. So I'm just going to give a shout out to somebody because I just looked like a really awesome thing to do. I got a message a couple of days ago from Stephen Greenwood, who noticed I'd got a pipe, and he's sending me currently in the post. There's 4 new pipe tips that he's sending me, just randomly. That's really, really kind, Stephen. If you're watching, absolutely awesome. He just sent it to me and said, "Do you want these?" And they're on their way. I hope they'll get them tomorrow.
Excellent. While we're doing that, we should say congratulations, Jimmy Parker.
Congratulations, you're an HGV driver.
Yep. We won't say why, but congratulations.
Because I nearly said something awful then. No, but well done.
Well done, Jimmy. That's really cool. It's not easy and done really well there, mate. Congrats, Jimmy.
Yeah. Congratulations, because he's passed a lot of stuff. He's passed the theory and passed the practical today, and that takes a lot to do and do your day job at the same time. So
yeah,
congratulations.
And they're big, them lorries.
They're bloody big. Oh,
some of them are. There's little ones, isn't there?
Get little ones, but big ones.
And big ones.
No, it's not the size. It's the weight, isn't it? It's. I mean, that's part of the thing. It's a heavy.
But you don't get any really big light ones.
No.
I don't know. I didn't realize that you were an expert, Rich.
No, it's just physics.
You got to. I think the most important thing is that when you're reversing, you've got to put your head out the side and go, vehicle reversing, vehicle reversing, vehicle reversing. That's probably the hardest thing to remember.
That's part of the test. You have to do the correct accent and everything, otherwise out.
I mean, I'm sorry, Jimmy, if I just totally bastardized that there, mate. Yeah, I'm sure you're much better than me at that.
I just wind the window down and go beep, beep, beep.
Also works. You can do that, but you can only do that with an LGV. HGV, you have to do the vehicle reverse.
All right.
As Jimmy would now know.
While we're saying random things, can I just say that the Atmizu tripod extension kits are now available. With barely any change in height, you can up your capacity to well over 3 mils.
That is rather cool.
Up yours, TPD.
Atmizu plug.
What was my strange question, James? I did forget that.
Smoking. Did you miss anything about the subs?
Mine's a really, really weird thing, and it's the reason why vaping is actually more difficult than we imagine, because you have to get something in your head, which is you can always buy cigarettes, can't you?
You can.
And I kind of so if there's anything to miss, I don't miss. I don't really miss. I haven't smoked 6 and something years, but the accessibility is huge. You could buy cigarettes everywhere, and I quite like that. And there's a sort of.
What do you mean? So you missed not having to be prepared, whereas as a vapor you have to be prepared to go out.
It doesn't really matter. That was why I said it. It's kind of double-sided, double-edged, because I was never that guy. Like you just said a second ago about always having a lighter on you. I was that person. I always had 2 because one might fuck up, and I never ran out of cigarettes. I don't understand the idea of running out of cigarettes. It's always bizarre to me. I just think no, I'm not that guy. I'm always prepared. But knowing that you don't have to be is quite good.
It's a personality thing, isn't it? You see people with petrol
in
their car, and they let it go right to the bottom before filling it up. And it's like, you're going to need it anyway. It doesn't run out if you're not using it. You might as well just fill your tank up and crack on.
Yeah, it's that. There are those people who just it's fine. Yeah, I never got the whole thing. If somebody ever said to me, "Have you got a spare cigarette?" I used to have an answer to that. So, if you got a spare cigarette, I very rarely carry spares. These are all mine.
But they used to be so cheap. I used to let people have one if they want one.
Oh, I did, but you got to take the piss. If I knew them, I'm not giving strangers a fucking.
Do you hear about Tommy Cooper? He used to always carry 2 packets. One packet with 1 cigarette in, and 1 full packet, even after he was a millionaire.
Oh, what? So he opened it.
So every time they'd be in a little social situation, he'd go, "Oh, here, have a cigarette," and he'd take the 1 packet, and they'd go, "Oh no, it's your last one. Have one of mine."
Nice.
So they'd always give him cigarettes, and he'd have like in a night like 10, 20 of someone else's cigarettes. Go home with one full packet, one.
He was quite well renowned for being a tight bastard.
Yeah, really frugal.
He used to do that thing with his driver. So the driver would drop him off at the show, and he'd lean forward, pop something in the top pocket, pat it, and say, "You get yourself a drink." And then he'd go in, and then the driver, he obviously don't look, and the driver fuck it, and then the driver would go like that, and there'd just be a tea bag.
Yeah.
And you think, you are a wanker.
Because he was quizzed about it by a friend apparently, and he said, "Well, I need to keep an eye on my money because one day people are going to figure out this is all bollocks. I'm not going to get any work." He was really paranoid that he'd just accidentally blagged the whole thing.
Do you know there's that moment with certain comedians, because we know we're all weirdly, us three are all like mad, obsessed comedy fans for certain things. And there's the moment sometimes where somebody, I think, I don't really get this thing, it's not very funny, and then suddenly it kind of clicks. Like the Tommy Cooper thing, the thing is, the second you get the timing, what he's doing with the timing, you go, oh, fuck, he's a genius. You're a tosser. That is unbelievable how far to push something before you can't do it anymore. You can fuck something up 50 times and then smash it out of the park. And things like, I remember the first time I saw an Andy Kaufman stand-up routine, I thought he's a dickhead. And then I thought, oh my God, standing off stage knowing you're going to die on stage, it is horrific. The pressure and dying every time is so hard to do. Thanks. Anyway, we should probably talk about vaping. That's what.
Yep. Let's crack on. Who's first?
I think it's me. Weirdly, I'm going to go run. I'm going to do bullshit from the papers. I'm going to go with the Mirror because they're the ones who reckon they cracked it with this amazing story. We shall go for it. I think it's slightly political, but it's one of those things. This is an amazing story from the Health Secretary, the current Health Secretary.
What? The UK's current Health Secretary?
That's the fella.
Does he have a name?
Yep, we're going to go for it. Don't worry. It's going to cut. It's going to... So I'm going with the Mirror story because they broke this. Here we go. Smoking to be wiped out in England in just 11 years. Leaked government plans say. Cigarette firms could face a new levy to help people give up and quit smoking. And quit smoking leaflets could be put in every packet. Will Prime Minister Boris Johnson accept it? So
what? Whoa. I'm just reading. Is Boris Johnson Prime Minister now?
Yeah.
Not yet.
Well,
I mean, I don't follow. I said this on the group earlier in the week. I don't follow many news things, and I get most of my news from American meme-based Facebook groups. But I didn't realise that. Has that happened? That hasn't happened. Why are they saying that's happened? How?
What do you mean? He's got about 75% of the members vote.
He's going to landslide. It doesn't make any difference. You might as well call him the Prime Minister. It really makes no odds.
Good grief. Sorry.
Anyway, going into it's not really. I'm not going to go into the article in total. I'm just going to read these paragraphs. Leaked documents have revealed the government drive to wipe out smoking completely in England by 2030. Tory ministers are poised to unveil the bombshell target in a green paper outlining new incentives to kick the habit. Tobacco giants could face a levy to pay for the public health costs of helping people quit or switch to e-cigarettes. The same or a similar levy could fund the cost of trading standards crackdown on black market goods. Meanwhile, leaflets giving advice on how to quit could have to be inserted in every cigarette packet. Health Secretary Matt Hancock, there it is, Richard. Health Secretary Matt Hancock is due to unveil the 2030 target next week, according to the Daily Mail. But the plans are only drafts and could be derailed if, as expected, Boris Johnson becomes Prime Minister on July 24.
That's bollocks because he hasn't commented on it.
Say again?
That's bollocks because they're just assuming he has an opinion on it.
There's lots of bollocks. Let's go through the bollocks of this because this has been picked up on the American vapors.
There's absolutely nothing to suggest he's anti-vaping.
Well, there's more. There's a really, really good point in this that you wouldn't know. You oddly, if you're outside the country, you wouldn't know this. So currently, Matt Johnson is the Health Secretary. But from July 24th, it could be anybody. We do know that both prime ministers are planning on changing the entire front bench. So you could promise that everybody in the whole country gets a free pair of shoes with a windmill on it. It doesn't really make any difference. The Tory policies coming out in the next 2 weeks are wholly pointless because they don't need to mean anything at all. They're still bollocks. You just say what you like. The other thing that we've got to be incredibly wary of, really wary of, is putting quitting in the hands of big tobacco, and I almost feel that's exactly what they want you to do. It already tells you to stop smoking on the pack of cigarettes. A leaflet inside, they don't care about that. That's not a problem. But them being able to freely promote their products like Juul, Juul, Vipe and Blue, I've got a real issue with that. You've got a free rein to kind of go, look, we're just doing what you said. I think that's really troubling. That they're basically being funded by not even funded by the government, just be giving the okay to these huge margins that there are on pod systems, and absolutely massive margins on pod systems.
But
I'd say Matt Hancock.
I'm not worried about big tobacco as such. I don't know. I don't think it's that. I think they're into vaping. I think they see the potential.
Who?
Big tobacco.
Of course they do, because there's so much money in it. But we've got to be very careful to not let them affect the market. The way they've done it in America, which will come up later, is to seem to say to the public, look, we are not up for all these flavours. They are really kid central. All we think is right is that there's a mint, maybe tobacco, and I don't know, there's mainly mint and tobacco. Because otherwise the kids are going to be really. Just think about the kids. And the Americans have got this really weird thing where they're being lobbied by tobacco companies. That's exactly what they want, because it shuts down all the independents. No more fight. And we need to be wary of watching that. Christopher just put in chat. There will be an election. There will be a no confidence vote in the House, and there will be a hung parliament. So it's all bollocks. This is sort of how I feel. At the moment,
there won't be a no confidence vote. Boris massively unites the Conservatives because he plays both sides, because he's a staunch Brexiteer, so he unites the Brexiteers. But he's also a one nation Tory, isn't he? He's quite a socialist Tory, so
I think
he unites that half of the house as well.
I started that, but I'm going to say let's not go down the politics route, because it's going to just dominate chat entirely.
That's why he got so many votes from members of his own party.
But what I mean, if the entire front bench is going to change, anyone on the front bench currently can say whatever they like. It doesn't make any difference. It's totally pointless.
Anyone can say whatever they like anyway.
Yeah, of course they can.
That's politics, isn't it?
Yeah, currently May is trying to give herself a legacy, which will never happen, because her legacy is she's a useless walking bag of shit. And that is going to be her legacy. But I do think it's definitely worth keeping one eye on it. We're very different from the US in the fact that we do have very specific freedoms that are in stone, and we have to really be careful with that. But big tobacco want us to say that they're in charge of getting people to quit. That's what they want. Don't let them do that. Rich.
Hello.
Well, Kit.
Ooh, okay, right. Yes, I'm going to, like I did last week, I'm going to go through some vape mail that I've got this week. Another busy week of stuff. This is the latest Vandy Vape Tony B collaboration. but not a squonker this time from the godfather of squonking.
Who's the godfather of squonking?
Tony B. Tony B invented squonking, didn't
he? Yeah.
So yeah, Vandy Vape Swell. It's called the Swell Kit. It's a dual 18650.
I like it. It's dinky for an 18650.
Yeah, it's quite a nice size. Quite a handy thing, and it's got the very Tony B-esque changeable doors. It's both sides. So presumably there'll be optional doors available as well, and people can make their own and all that sort of stuff. Stab ones or whatever, perhaps. So that's the thing. It's a nice colourful screen, and it has this tank on top. Now, I did something very silly with this tank. These modern sub-tanks are designed to wick like crazy. But what you used to do in the good old days with a sub-tank was, prime it, fill it up, and then the longer you left it, the better.
Yeah.
So I primed it, filled it up, went to work, came back to just a completely dumped out tank, because that's what they do. These modern sub-tanks, they're made to be vaped straight away. But it's fine now. It's a big cloudy mesh sub-tank on top of a 200-watt box. The Swell Kit. It's got all your your TC and all that.
So
stuff.
can you leave it now, but it won't dump out?
Yeah. It's fine now. Once it's got into its little interesting wattage range on the coil, 50 to 100 watts. So
wow!
Vape it wherever you want then. What's the crack here? Perhaps it hasn't got TC in that, so it's not letting me do out. Oh, I don't know. We'll see.
Those doors look weirdly textured. They're kind of rubberized or something.
Yeah, they are. They're like rough. They are really weirdly texturized.
Yeah.
But I'd love to see someone make some stab ones.
That's always seemed weird to me when people like what's the price point on that, Rich?
Oh, it's a very, very affordable.
Yeah, and then people put stab, and it seems people put equally expensive doors on them, and it's cool. It's all cool. It's all. I'm not against that sort of thing. Just it's like, wow, it always seems a little weird that you're spending as much money on a pair of doors as you spent on the entire mod. But horses for courses, isn't it?
I don't know, because you're taking, if you really like this mod and it's functionally then it really classes it up, doesn't it? It's only the same as like when Asmodus do a stab mod, and it's like if I was going to spend that on a stab wood mod, I'd get a proper bespoke one, not one from Asmodus. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's options, isn't it?
Of course it is. It's always lovely to have options. It's always, and there's loads of people out there now making them themselves, and there is.
And because that's what I've got in here. Gotta give a massive shout out to this. I don't know why this stayed on my shelf for so long, but the trifle is delicious.
It was the first one I tried. I think it's my favourite.
Yeah, it's good, really good. I'm ploughing through that.
Vintage puddings bakery.
Jeffrey's Vintage Bakes.
Yeah, trifle. Yeah,
trifle, superb.
Yeah. We love Mark anyway. Oh, we love it.
So that's two I could strongly recommend from there.
Cool.
The sticky toffee and trifle, not together. James.
Oh yes. Okay, we've got picks. Okay, so I've got a couple of new things today. First one I want to look at is and I've got my notes on screen rather than on my iPad this time. So I'm going to just pull up my notes. This is the Delro by Friendly Flipper. That sounded really, really northern there. Friendly Flipper. Do we have picks for this?
We do, on screen right now.
This caught me eye this week. It's a cool little box. And we've seen similar sort of things, but much smaller in the last few months, where they're utilising the Burra tank from Billet Box fame and popping it in something else. and this is one of those jobbies. So Friendly Flipper's been on the go for ages now, and this is their Burrow tank using DNA 75C using mod. I've got all the gen right here for you. This is straight from Friendly Flipper from their website. So it's an all-in-one device utilizing the proven platform originally created by Billabong Vapor, the Burrow tank. I've just said that. Along with the DNA 75C, I also mentioned that, bringing together two of the industry's most proven and acclaimed components. I'm not so sure about that. However, that's what they're saying. So you can put your Burrow tank in there. It's got a DNA 75C in there. It's got a fully tuned. The board is fully tuned for use with the Burrow. It is a LiPo built in. It's a bit. Well, hopefully, we're looking at the pictures. The pictures that I could find they're a little bit arty, but it's a built-in LiPo. It's 1600 mAh. It's capable of 40 amps continuous. It is, and I reckon it's conservatively going to get 400 charges and cycles out of it. Let's have a look at ground up custom theme. It was custom themed. I quite like that. Was one thing I really liked about it. You see lots of themes, custom themes on DNA 75C boards, and sometimes they can be really mashed together or a little bit gaudy, and generally not my cup of tea. This one here looks really smart. I really like the look of the theme. Let's have a little look. Utilize a built-in lithium polymer battery. Blah 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 blah. Sizes okay. Now, one of them pictures there is from mate of mine, Jason Wood. He got one this week, and it's in comparison to the billet box, and it looks quite tall, but it's not massive. It's not massive. So it's 101 millimeters tall. It's remember you're not screwing a tank on top of this. It's 45.5 millimeters wide, and it's 23.7 millimeters thick. It is approved now. I don't know about the other things that we've mentioned in the past, like the 50/50 and that sort of thing. But this one is actually approved by BBV, by Billabong Vapor, to use the Burrow tank. So it's not.
That's good. I'm really glad they've done that.
Yeah, that's really cool that they've actually done that.
Why though? I wonder why they've approved this one.
Well, Friendly Flipper make a lot of accessories for the Billabong.
Okay.
They make a lot. So I suspect they've already got a relationship with.
Right.
We'll say they've always been fairly approachable about accessories.
Yeah, the same. I mean, I'm not supporting them myself, but they've always seemed like a really cool company, like with regards to add-ons, accessories, and just.
Apart from buttons, they don't like buttons.
Well, here's the thing. It's not that. It's you've got to break the seal to put the button on, isn't it?
Well, it depends on the model you've got. Mine, you don't have to.
Oh, okay. That was my general. See, I've not had a. No, I'm telling lies. I'm going to say I've not had a DNA 40. I did have a DNA 41 for a little while.
So the first Rev 4s, you don't have a seal, and then they put the seal on after a while. But mine's got no seal, so I can do what I want.
I think that was through people generally making mistakes, or whatever. Though it was because they were getting. I think they were getting them back. I don't know.
Yeah, they were. They were. It was causing an arch on the button where the ribbon cable bends over. Is where the cause.
Mark Todd in chat says it's not made by Friendly Flipper.
Not made by. It's just been sold.
Distro it. It's done by JG Mischief Works.
Thanks very much, Mark Todd, for just pointing that out. Thanks very much. We really appreciate your input. So it's not by Friendly Flipper. It's been so that was the only place I could find it. That was literally the only place, and that was on their group. Anyway, it is. Let's have a look. Available now from. Not available now. I think they're also out at the minute, but it's from Friendly Flipper, and the price is $234 American dollars.
I'd just get a billet box for the money.
Oh, it's horses for the courses, though, isn't it? Horses for the courses. I mean, now the billet box is $18,650. I'm not really sure why people, but it's horses for the courses. It's like you're right.
You're right. You're right.
built-in charging, blah, 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 all that sort of malarkey. If you just want a simple plug-in vape box thing, then this would be maybe something you would choose.
Superb.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, James. I liked it.
Cool.
What's the advantage over a billet box itself?
It's slimmer.
Right. What's it powered by?
It literally comes down to look, and the other thing is that there's no back. If you're somebody who wants to just have like a desk mod,
Is it a lipo?
Yeah,
it is.
Right.
Yeah. So
for people who, I didn't really think about where it sits in the.
It's still cheaper than a billet. But not $50. So it's like.
It is. It's a little cheaper. Cheaper.
I'm still shocked that billet boxes don't do more varieties.
They've all,
Is there a 21700 billet?
Nope.
No.
There's no lipo billet.
Mm-mm.
No. That's unusual.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, they were still using them little tiny, weeny, smaller than 18350 batteries, weren't they? The 16, whatever they're called.
Yeah, 2 AAAs.
We're on to Riccardo Van Windio.
Is it the watch?
It's your watch, mate. It's your watch.
Oh, it's what everybody's been waiting for. It's what everybody's been waiting for.
You've been waiting for. Switch off after this. This is my new watch. This is the Amulet from UWell, and it is a watch. As you can see, it's got tap on screen ability, and it tells the time. It tells the date as well. It tells you the resistance of your pod and your battery life. It has a little button on the wrist strap section. As a watch, I've got to say, it's quite clunky. It's quite bulky. It's very light, but it's quite bulky thing. I find it quite comfortable. But it comes off when you press that button, and then you're left with this. So you've got a button on the side here, and that allows you to adjust the time and that. It's got touch screen on here, so you've got a left and right thing going on here as well. And it vapes. It's a little pod system. It vapes like this. So if you want to vape in school without being caught, this is how you do it. Or take it into your exams with you. Are GCSEs coming up, or are they done?
No, done. They're done. But you can get ready for SAT, SAT, and like next year's things. How have you attempted to use it for a day, Richard?
No, I used it as a watch today, and I filled it up this evening. It's a tasty little vape, but I mean the battery must be tiny.
Yeah. I think we should be a challenge, Richard. I think you should take another mod with you, but I take it for the day and say, God, can I use this for the day? What do we think? It
wouldn't last the car journey to work.
No way.
And I just don't get in general, I don't get my nicotine this way. So if this is 16 mg nic salt or something, I'm just used to getting 50 watts, 3 mg. You know what I mean? And I don't know. I'm just used to getting it like that. And I find myself getting a bit stressed with this type of vape.
Right. Do you feel so? You don't feel like you are getting what you want from it? Kind of,
yeah.
But what have you got in there, Rich? What are you currently vaping in there?
This is actually 12 mg. The Dinner Lady Lemon Tart.
Is it salt, Nick?
No, this one isn't. But I was more speaking in general about pods.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, I could take it off now. It's got a weird strap. It's it stays on great, but it's one of these little, like belt buckle. The little popper.
Yeah.
It's a thing. It's a thing. These things, they're a gimmick, aren't they?
Yes.
It's a gimmick.
Exactly.
It's a gimmick, isn't it?
I don't think they're designed for all day, every day, get you off the tabs type thing. But it is.
It's not.
I mean,
it's not a great watch, and it's not a great vape.
But
So-
it is both of those things. But or is it neither of those things? Or is it both of those things? It's either both or neither.
But just this on its own, without the strap, that is an insanely
Tiny.
pocket-friendly. Has anyone even done one this small before?
No, because the battery's so small, it's useless.
I'll try and vape it. Well, I'm still on full battery.
No, the indicator says you are.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I'll try and vape it quite a bit for the next half hour and see what happens.
Okay.
But that is it. I don't know what else to say. It doesn't have like any features on the thing. The only thing you can do on screen is change the time and date.
Oh, so you can't even change the. It's no wattage.
No variable voltage or variable wattage.
Oh.
The pod is you to get the pod out. I'll show you the pod. You give it a little push at the back, and it lifts out, and that is your little pod. It's got a nice little coil inside, like a very traditional clearomizer looking coil, which is good. It's a good thing rather than a pod style coil. But yeah, tiny. So I mean, functionally, the physical functionality of it, they've pretty much nailed it. It's very well put together. It works as a watch, not a comfy one, but it works as a watch. And yeah, it's really well put together and tiny. But yeah, I just always think these kind of things are a bit of a gimmick. Like, was it Helve Geek Vape that made one that looked exactly like a pen, an actual like ballpoint pen?
I don't remember that.
Yeah,
Really?
I actually think they pulled it after the first run because it was getting criticism.
Yeah, it's very difficult not to. Keith Jones, perfect for toddlers.
They could a Save the Kids type group could jump on something like this, couldn't they?
Yeah, of course they could. Yeah,
And that's
It's like-
Is it because it's so tiny?
because it's a watch, because it looks like it's not a vape.
I see.
we've had. I remember talking to Matt from Suck My Mod or SMM.
Everybody knows what you mean.
Yeah, about self-policing being really important. It doesn't really matter where you are in the world. The vapor should jump on the problem before it becomes one. If you instantly say, don't do that, it makes a massive difference. If refuse to sell something, if you're a vape shop and somebody comes into you with a liquid and it looks like it's packaged like a fucking apple pie, don't buy it. I mean, then it can't be out there. It's incredibly important. Self-policing in the UK has been really important, and laughing at bell ends. Anyway, James,
Yes.
technical info.
Yeah, I tell you what, this is it's quite exciting. I think it's quite exciting. Well, for me anyway. And I'm sure for a lot of people. Last week I nearly brought it last week, but I had so little information and the pictures were so poor that I didn't bother actually mentioning it. But I've got more pictures this week, and they're much better. And I've got the actual some specs of the Melody version 2. Yeah, it looks absolutely cushy. So Melody. The Melody box, it's years. I mean, it was literally my first high-end bit of kit was a Melody box, and kind of a bit of a unicorn for a wee while, and I really loved it. It had some flaws, and it wasn't perfect, but I just thought the styling was beautiful, and I really liked it. However, it hasn't changed for many years, and they brought out some kind of a squonky version, that sort of thing. But this is a reimagining of the Melody box. This is the V2. It's still 18650. It's DNA 60 now, which we should have some lovely pictures on screen. It's a lot curvier than the previous model, the other one, and I quite liked it about it. I quite like the squareness of it.
Square fence posts.
What board is that?
It was very angular. That's a DNA 60 in there, complete with.
Really hate the font. What have they gone with? Like, I can't remember what their font's called. It begins with T, but it's bad.
The font.
Yes, they've gone with a funny font, haven't
It's
they?
probably their best board, though.
Mental.
I'm not against the font. I don't mind the font at all.
Sorry, James. interrupted.
No, it's fine. So it's DNA60, complete with a USB for an e-scribe and that sort of malarkey. It is the band has been completely. Is that what they call it? Do they call it the band?
Yeah,
the band. Yeah, the band has been completely redesigned. Got a new style fire button in there. It looks a little bit more comfy. It's kind of reset a little bit, and that's all I've got at the moment. That's all I've got. I haven't got dimensions because they haven't released them yet. But that is the new melody. But I think it's looking groovy. I think they've stuck with the original style a little bit, but made it a little bit curvier, a little bit more ooh, a little bit more a little bit ooh, and I like it. I really like it. DNA60 great board, and still holds that melody look to it. What do you chaps think? You like it? You don't like it? We're a fan of the
do
original?
like it, actually. I don't. Well, tiny gripes. I don't like the font, but that's fine. I kind of wish they got rid of the tack switches because I think there's better switches out there now. They've changed the fire buttons are my tech, which is fine. I'd have just changed those tack switches off. Personally, I don't like them.
I really like it. I love the original, and I think that looks great too.
Yeah.
Mark, I don't know if Mr. Mark Toddleton is joking, but they don't actually make the change. They just sell it. He's doing a joke.
Very good, Mark.
I do like it though, and I think it's going to be.
Yeah, I love the original. They did a melody with a bigger battery, didn't they?
They did do a massive one. They did.
Yeah, didn't think much of that because it lost all its charm. It lost all its charm. But then
it was a proper brick, wasn't it? It was a proper brick.
That was a brick.
No, I'm saying that Reese is on the list for number 2, and I know he's got that one. Reese Evans.
Yeah, he had the brick one. Yeah.
Tiny. He's tiny. He lives in that one now.
But the original, I loved the original, and he seems, from talking to him at Jam and stuff, seemed a lovely man.
Really nice guy.
And
he had a word maker, didn't he?
Yep. And I love the original, and I love that one as well. I think it looks great.
Groovy.
Oh, can I
groovy.
Can I really
Okay,
quickly
John.
mention the swell kit? I forgot about the biggest thing about this. So it has an app. It works with an app, and you get an app on your phone, and it does something with this mod. You heard it here first.
Nice.
Yep.
Don't mind that.
John.
I'm next. All right. Just trying to keep up with so many things. Looking at my phone. Oh, I haven't even bothered with a press article on this because I don't give enough of a shit. Last week I did a brief discussion about the fact that there were signs at the hospital saying don't smoke vape. And this week in the Midlands, they've put in 2 e-cig wizard concessions. I know this has been covered by everybody else, but I'm going to do the bummed out version of it. They've got 2 e-cig wizard concessions have gone in NHS hospitals. One's in Birmingham, I think, and one's north of Birmingham, not very far. Still within the same health authority. Number 1, it's the same thing. It's a health authority. It's not a government decision. Number 2, it's e-cig wizard who perhaps 5 years ago were a force for good, but I'd be incredibly careful with e-cig wizard. I don't think they're a force for good. Happy to openly say that, and they've lied on their Nick salt liquids over and over again by pretending it's 36 milligram when it's not. It's 20 milligram of nicotine and 16 milligram of benzoic acid. Well, one doesn't work without the other, so it's pointless. That's like saying Coke with an extra 20% Coke. And they got into all manner of shit with testing in the past. I think it would be great to see independence in those places. but not e-cig wizard, and it's health authority.
I've got two issues with it.
Go for it.
Firstly, from a business perspective, I don't think it will be profitable enough.
I think it will.
I don't think they're going to get the footfall. I don't think people are going to go back to hospital every time they want a new coil or a new 10ml bottle of juice.
Do you know how many people are in a hospital? Just one, only because darling Mrs. John, who works in hospitals all the time.
You're not going to get. The only thing that keeps a vape shop going is repeat custom.
Absolutely, there's a lot of people in a hospital,
but not the same people. It's not like having one down the road from where you live, because you're frequently at where you live.
If you think of the average age of a patient in hospital, which is incredibly high, and a lot of them are smokers who can't smoke because they're incapable of getting out off NHS grounds, because you can't smoke in the reception. You can't smoke just outside the reception. You can't smoke on NHS. Depending on the health authority, you can't smoke on NHS property. So you have to be off. You have to be on the road, basically. So you can't smoke.
So that's my first issue, which I'm correct on. It won't be profitable. And secondly, I feel like it's potentially one step closer to the potential for the government to turn around and say, vaping, it is good, but it's the sort of thing that should be ran through pharmacists. And the potential for the chemist world to completely take control of the sale of e-cigarettes.
I think Gary's in chat. He doesn't do it now, but he did it in the past and worked in advocacy. I think that time's gone for them to do that. I think there's things to be wary of. I'd be more wary of CBD going through pharmacists. Keep saying it works. That'll get it in a pharmacist. I think the time has passed that it will end up as a pharmacy, needing a pharmaceutical license to sell it. I think that's gone. I agree. I can see what you mean with the government going ears up. Let's have some of that.
It's pretty close to the idea of, okay, so having a vape shop in a hospital's been a big success. Let's create one company that has the license to make all the vape shops in all the hospitals, and then you hear about a few rogue vape shops out in town, and they go, right, let's not do the shops in town. Every shop's in a hospital, and it's all controlled by one company.
Yeah, I'd say that's more.
It's just a worry. It's hypothetical.
Yeah. But I think the time for pharmaceutical license, which is £25,000 a year, I think that's over. I will say I think the fear's over. I'm kind of watching the chat at the moment because obviously there's a delay, so I'm trying to watch it. I know that was a big fear 2-3 years ago, and previously reared its head 5 years ago. I'd be more worried about big tobacco being in hospitals, but really worried. There's a little bit of a thing saying who are funding e-cig wizard, and I think e-cig wizards are funding themselves because they've never shown themselves to have any morals at all, and they're testing when the TBD was first realised or first put out, obviously becoming the TBDR, was a shit, and they ripped off loads and loads of vaping companies that we all know and love, and sent them to the wall with their ridiculous testing. So e-cig wizard are not a force for good anymore. They were.
Regardless of whether it's the things that you see and that you see, I think for a perception of vaping, having that in the news is a brilliant thing. I think it's absolutely brilliant that they're allowing it. It doesn't. I personally embrace the whole allowing vaping outside in the grounds of student student campuses and that sort of thing, in the grounds of NHS hospitals, which we've covered before. And I think the fact that the push, pardon?
Some. You're not allowed to vape in all NHS.
I know, because as we said before,
sorry.
It goes district, county to it's on an individual basis.
Sorry, James.
Sorry. But I just think public perception. It's been well covered in certainly in my news feed, which, like I say, is mainly American-based meme Facebook groups. It's been well covered. And I think it's great for that. It's absolutely great. Regardless of what you think of e-cig, regardless of whether you think it'll be successful or not, I can't imagine it being particularly successful myself. But I think it's a real positive for vaping, and I don't want to. I
really like, well, regardless of what everything, James, I really like the fact that we do have 3 people on the show who think, and so hearing everybody's perspective on it. I think
the public perception of vaping angle is very positive on this.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a win for perception.
Yeah. I'm just being a little bit. I kind of following American vaping groups as well. I've seen this like had around, same as the health secretary stuff, has been really. It's such a difficult thing because, for exactly the same reasons that we understand some American politics, but we don't understand it all because it doesn't affect us directly, and so we get that repeated on us, where things are said. This is how it is in the UK. Blah 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 blah, and then I always feel like the outsider, even though I'm here, going, "That's not true. That's just not true. You're not allowed to do that. There's not going to be a vaping shop in every hospital. That's not how it works. We don't do things like that." So what I'm saying is, I'm probably
all DA sees that and goes, "Oh, it's not what I thought it was." It's even if they get it completely wrong and think, "Well, this is now accepted by the NHS because they see a vaping shop in there."
Yeah.
You know,
I think I'm just too far down the rabbit hole to see it, but I totally agree with what you're saying.
Yeah, the perception thing's good. They sell cigarettes in hospitals as well.
They do, and there's so many ludicrous things. I can say this is perfectly fine. Mrs. John came home smelling of cigarettes today, and I said, "You really smell of cigarettes. Where have you been?" And every patient on her ward at the moment is a smoker, and so just being, they're not obviously smoking indoors, but just being around them, it just sticks to you like glue. And so and being an ex-smoker, you're primed to smell smoke. So you're like, "Oh, fucking hell, really smell cigarettes." I didn't say that because I'm not. Yeah.
It's interesting though. Interesting one. We'll see how it develops.
It's you, Rich Adept.
Ooh, okay.
Slide.
Yes. Okay. So this is Phil and Dimitri's latest Innokin offering. This is the popular slide tank, which is like a follow-up to the Zenith. It's been out a while, so it's the same tank as before, but now this is a new mod from those guys. It's a built-in battery, 3000 mAh. It has a USB thing for charging it and that. It's got a rubberized finish, and interestingly, it's specifically made for the slide in terms of wattage options. So underneath, you're not going to be able to see that, but you can see there's numbers on here. So underneath it has the available wattage options you can have, and it literally only goes from 11 to 17 watts.
Ooh.
And so what they've got is, you've got your sort of bars for power, obviously one being least, and it's a mod specifically for the slide.
I don't get it. So
yeah, I don't get it either.
why wouldn't you just have
Is that a vastly...
I mean, you could use any mouth to lung tank on it.
Yeah, but why wouldn't you just have up and down? I don't get what the thing is on the bottom.
I think their sort of mantra over the last couple of years has been just making vapes as simple as possible for smokers to get their head around.
But that's the opposite. Why would you do that?
I think
it's the opposite of us because we know numbers. If you're coming in,
No.
you don't know numbers.
If you just had a battery, if you had like a power gauge and up and down, and it had exactly the same. It went up to 17, and it went 12, 14, 16, 18, whatever. It just went click, 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 and then up and down. That's obviously simpler than nothing. I don't get it.
I think they think that it services both camps in that a smoker transitioning will look at it and go, right, 1 bar is not powerful enough, I'll try 2 bars, and then I'll try 3 bars, and I'll try 4 bars, and not worry about the numbers underneath. And a long-standing vapor will understand the numbers underneath and do what they want.
And a non-standing vapor would use that to kill fish if they were fishing. I don't understand anybody would use it.
It's not small.
Exactly, that's what I mean. They'd kill a fish with it.
It's got an unusually centered 510 because don't forget, this is specifically for. You can use different ATIs on it, but it's specifically for the slide. Yet has overhang space. They might have felt they needed to tick that box, but it doesn't. It doesn't super. You don't look at these two things together and think they're a perfect match.
Not at all.
No. I thought that was your own tank when you first held it out, Richard.
No, it's a kit. So it's early days. It's an interesting one. I think what it's got going on, if you see there's 2 sets of numbers, my understanding is that it knows which slide coil you're using of the 2.
Right.
Because there's a lower ohm and a higher ohm. And so it changes these. But again, a smoker or a new vapor doesn't have to worry about that. Screw it on. Up.
So how are you putting it up? Just guide me through it again.
You can just press it.
No. So there's just one button that goes up.
3 clicks on, 3 clicks off, 1 button.
No.
Battery indicator here.
Excuse me. I think they've just I think they've aimed for 2 camps and hit the bar that was nearby. I don't get that at all. That's really stupid. Just me.
Yeah, it's brand new. It's brand new. It's not out yet. It's only just come to all the reviewers this week, and it's interesting. I need more time with it.
How's the mouth to lung on the tank?
There's famously Phil Basardo is a big fan of loose mouth to lung vaping. So it's this is as restricted as it goes.
So you were doing a full lung hit.
Yeah, that's their. It's almost a trademark at this point. That's just how they do it, So it works better just as a low wattage direct alone.
And what ohms the coil? Sorry, Richard.
Well, this is a fancy low wattage mesh coil, so it's actually 0.5, but that's meaningless, really.
So it's 0.5. Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, it's point. Yeah, okay, that's fine. That's it.
So that is the Innokin Adept.
I'm glad you've got it, and I think they started off with a really good idea. I think they've driven down a cul-de-sac, but I think that's fine.
This slide tank, for all of our head shaking and what have you, I believe they've made 1 million of these tanks.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean anything. The most popular beer in the UK is Carling. Doesn't mean
no. I'm not saying. I'm not using it as an award.
Right, good.
But I mean, crikey, 1 million.
Oh, optimism. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Well, no, I don't think they've got 800,000 in the shed.
Warehouse, yeah. I think they sold a few. Well, what can you say? Okay, come on, let's move it on because it's nearly 20 past 10 a.m.
God, yeah.
Okay, James, back to you with the Thrill List.
Well, that's pretty much everything there. That's the end.
No, I pulled it. I went. I'm going to say those 3 words.
Okay, this is a little bit of an update from last week. I think it was. I mentioned the MM Thrill, and this is a brand spanking new list coming this week. I think is it the 11th today? When is it? It is it's Saturday, July 13th at 7 p.m. Greek time. The group is Mods by MM Vapors. If you liked the look of the Thrill last week, And we thought, I could have one of them. There's a Delrin list going up this weekend, 7 p.m. Greek time. So that's I don't know what Greek time is. That's it's like 8 o'clock or 6 o'clock. Have a look online.
They're an hour ahead. They're an hour ahead, aren't they?
I think they're probably probably about an hour ahead. And but you need to join the group. If you're not a member of the group, it's Mods by MM Vapers. Get yourself over there. That's me update. It was quick. It was brief. It was concise. That was it. I'm done.
Flip back to me and then I'm off. Then
yeah,
I'm
go on.
I was just going to say, just had Nick news, just like last bit. Just had Nick news. And we're putting in the shop counter this weekend. That's very exciting. And we're getting very, very close to opening the doors. Oh, I just want to put, I don't know if James watches the show anymore, but James Burr, that fantastic man from Evolution, James messaged me yesterday just talking about shop stuff. Do you know what? James Burr is one of the most amazing people in this industry. He's absolutely fantastic, James. That was that. And just to say that Nata and Frambosa are on the way. Stop messaging me. They're coming. It's fine. I was letting Toby have a holiday. He was in Florida. He wasn't on Laves having a business trip. But anyway, it is shipping and it should be here. Toby's really fast. So I'm going to say Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday next week, I will have Frambosa and Nata, and the hosts of the show will be trying a new liquid all the way from Toby in Canada, and we'll let you know what we think of it. That's it.
Cool. Is it back to me again?
I think it might be.
Cool, excellent. Okay, this is another update. Another update. Well, I'm trying to be consistent with me stuff. Last week we talked about and we loved NR Mods, the Minibox 350. Remember that wee 3D printed mech with the hidden. Yeah, it was good. We liked it. We liked it a lot. Well, I've got a little update. There has been some last minute tweaks. Last week I said to you that the list is up. The list is up. If you want to get the first 5, whatever, are going up there now. If you want to get one, there's been a bit of a change of plan. I mentioned also the fact that he does custom mods, and you could customize your mod. And what he's going to do is he's no longer going to run a list and just go. There's 5, blah. There you go. There they are, or there's 10, or wherever. That's not going to happen. He's going to literally. I think it's going to be as you come in, you're going to get served, that sort of thing. Each one's going to be looked at individually. He's done some minor tweaks to the actual to the mod itself. We've got loads of pictures on screen. I think hopefully they're all renders because these are going to be the nylon ones. He's got the nylon one. It's all been prototyped in alamide. I don't know whether I'm supposed to say this, but there is also going to be aluminium, Delrin, and a click-fed version or a switch-fed version coming soon as well after we get the initial custom 3D printed ones. And he's got a sort of a new logo, tagged up logo sort of thing. That's all been added there. All looking really good. We wish you all the best with this, Nick. And we love it. We'll love it on the show. That was just a quick update there. You've seen the pics. It's on the... Okay, that was yeah, and that's that. Come on, let's. What time is it now? It's 25 hours. Come on, let's really quickly move into try of Batava.
Travava.
Yes, let's do that. Let's do some. Okay.
The first one is some spaghetti alphabetti.
Okay, this is Bob Clark, and he. This reminded him of Vaping because it's got John's naughty swear word in it. It says, "Don't be a John's naughty swear word" in.
Oh yeah.
Kind of sort of semi-hidden if you didn't realise it was there. You might be not.
I didn't spot that first time, yeah.
Yeah, there it's there. Okay, next one.
Some miners.
Oh, this is Bert Fenton. This one came into debate. There was a little bit of debate about what this was about. This is this reminded me of it because I thought it was because of our thumbnail. You know, the thumbnail with the faces on. Kind of a little bit like that. He said it was more to do with just the fact that we Photoshop our faces on various things. But he saw it, reminded him of it. And also, somebody pointed out the fact that it's very similar. The mining bits and bobs in the background very similar to the Dicodes logo, which is that mining.
The one of the miners, the one furthest back, looks a lot like Scott Bonner.
Oh, doesn't he? He does look a bit like Scott Bonner. He is Bonnery. Nice. Like it a lot. Okay, next one.
Todd in the hole.
Todd in the Hole. This is from Chris Jackson. Yeah, I think we've had this festival before, but this is Todd in the Hole. That's obviously Mark Todd in a hole. Next one.
Oh, it is Mark Todd in a hole.
This is Mark Todd in a hole. That's right. This is a artist representation of. This is from last year's Todd in the Hole festival, I believe. Actually, this is from the 2018 Todd in the Hole festival. Apparently, he was well received. Next one.
Oh, I was trying for tar barring. I weed.
Yeah, this is John with shades on.
Yeah, this is John from the Clash.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, that's from Colin Albans.
I was told that was a major compliment. That's what I was told.
Well,
Yes, that is a major compliment. Next one.
Oh, it's a picture of John's hand.
Yeah, this is from Comedy John.
That's good.
Because apparently we're now doing upside down try for 12 hours. That box I saw, Jordan, the box was upside down. I saw it that way. I wasn't just turning stuff upside down. You turned this upside down, dude.
How? But come on. Do you know what it is or not?
Is it? It's
some
something
sort
to
of
do.
filling thing, is it?
It is. Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah, it's your hopper or whatever, isn't it? Next
Yeah,
one.
It's a bit vague.
Oh, this
It's a
is
coffee
from
cup.
Craig Nichols. This is a coffee cup. Yeah. This is from Craig Nichols. I poo-pooed this one originally. I poo-pooed it.
I'm still doing it. If we're not having my fucking one, you're not having that shit either.
However, when he was like, "Oh well, it looks a bit like and I was like, "Well, all right then. It's the Infinium style.
Right.
You dig it. It's got the thumbprint. He likes them sort of things. Does
What's that got to do with shit?
To do with vaping?
Next one is Jobs of the Week.
Oh, this is from Dave Catton. Okay, you need to zoom in. If you zoom in on the left-hand side, or if you can't zoom in, then just look really close to the screen, left at the bottom.
Whizbee.
There's a store manager's position right in the middle of the country. If you're interested in that.
That is bad, mate.
But he saw it and it reminded him of vaping, John.
We really have put Wisbeach on the map.
Yep. Next one, Derry Murphy.
Ooh, Bonza.
This is the Bonza. I think this is. It's a collapsible dog ball, I think, or something like that.
Ah, clever.
But it's Bonza. It's Sam's bits and bobs, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Next one.
Nigel Moxon, SVB.
Oh yeah, this is Gareth Goff. This is. It's from Nigel. It's his spray paint thing. But if you look at the top picture, obviously the perspective's out because it's massive. It's quite large, but it does look a lot like a natty.
I'll give him that. That's fine. We'll keep that. That's good.
Penguin.
This is from Jace Gray. Yeah, Penguin mod. Because John, he saw it, it reminded him of vaping.
You could just do anything with penguin written on it.
Yeah, I mean, you're saying that, but we haven't had the biscuit once, have we?
Yeah, well, you're gonna now. You're gonna have a week of penguins now.
Oh, look at this bullshit. The next one, some arseholes just turned it upside down.
The box was upside down, John. John, the box was upside down. I saw it.
I do like it. I will give you that. I do like it.
It's great. It looks like the next Goon. Not that there is another one coming. I didn't. That's not a. But
you heard it first.
No, there isn't. But it just looks Goon-ish.
It is. It's definitely got a 810 tip on there. Next one, James Hall.
Pico.
Yeah, got the Pico. There was two pictures of this. This is like a trucky lorry thing. I don't know what it is, but it said Pico. You saw it. It reminded him of it.
I'll give you that. That's better than fucking penguin.
Good. Next one.
Oh,
Jimmy Parker.
No, it's another Jimmy special.
It's a purebred.
No, but the fucking bread's not on the fucking dog. That's it's just.
The dog reminded him of Furby, John.
What's your problem with this, John?
Yeah, but listen. That's just somebody's put the bread. The bread isn't really on the dog.
Oh, you're saying it's a Photoshop?
It's a Photoshop. It's definitely. But look at the eyes. It's a Photoshop.
What are they Photoshop crumbs on the nose?
They photoshopped the whole thing. It's bullshit.
What? There's not even a dog.
No, nothing.
I think that's genuinely bred on dog.
It's definitely not.
It is. It's
No.
got crumbs on his nose.
No.
And he's got
It's
crumbs on his chest.
No, it's ridiculous.
I'm gonna have to run that through some analysis software, John. We'll find it. We'll keep you updated next week.
And that bit of bread is massive. That's a fucking. That's
It could be a small dog. Small dog,
No,
John.
it isn't. It's either a Labrador or a Retriever. It's massive. That bit of bread was
It's a very young retriever.
bullshit.
Because they start off smaller.
We've had this one before, but
We have. This is, but I think this might be Joseph Wright. It might be his first one, so I'm very lenient with you.
Yeah, you get a free pass. What a discount that is! £247 down to 25.
It's good, isn't it? Wish it's amazing. Wish it's amazing. Amazing.
That is a bargain.
amazing.
90%
amazing. It's now amazing.
It's amazing. That might have sounded like I was putting amazing and Asian in two things there.
Oh,
I wasn't
right,
a portmanteau there. That wasn't a racist thing there.
Whoa, Tommy.
Next is Len Burgess.
Oh
Torches, 99p torches.
no! It's a lady and a man on
Oh,
a
it's
telly.
good. I like it. It's mod.
No, it's a
Okay.
lady and a man on a telly. Jesse.
Yeah, this is Jesse. This is carrying. It's the mod. It's the mod made by the people whose name. I'm really sorry. I can't remember the name of. Come on with the crow. Carrying. Yes, it's them.
Right.
Oh, stupid brain, stupid lager. Next one. That's from Len Burgess.
Oh, this is the 99p torches.
Okay, 99p torches. This is B&M bargain. It looks like a Hellfire or what was that? The Magneto or whatever
That
it
is
was.
what they use, Hellfire. They,
I'm going to go with it.
they
I like
scratch
it.
off that writing, nightlight.
Take the batteries,
and that's
keep
it.
them.
Yeah.
Put them in the back pocket. Free AAA batteries. Keeping them.
Yeah,
They must be
they've got a shit ton of AAA batteries.
a lot of batteries. A lot of batteries.
The next one is Mick Blizzard's watching. Dave, now fuck that in.
It's a
the
barbecue thing.
Got it.
I'm looking at a barbecue thing.
Oh,
Yeah, me too.
No, I'm not.
John, can you explain this one? You commented on this. You were like, "Oh, all right then," or something like that. You were like, "You gave Len a pass on this one." I'm sure.
There's a reason I gave him a pass on this one because I was knocked back. It's because it says Murphy, right?
That's why it's a Travava.
No, but I had to give him that because I did Dairy Girls and said it was that.
Right, I see. I think I'm going to have to revoke some of your Triumph for Tom or licensing, John.
Yeah, I do agree with that. I think you should.
His license is due for renewal anyway.
But we did find out this week that Derry Murphy, 97% Irish.
97% Irish, but he's in England right now.
And he's having a lovely time. I noticed. I really loved this about Derry. This was. I'm a bit of a dick for thinking this though. I noticed he posts these holiday pics in a few groups all at the same time. It's not many people do with that sort of thing. The group post, but in our group, he posted like a dozen or whatever, and in the shed and blah blah blah. Just the one. It was nice. It was nice. It was like he felt free enough to be able to post all these little holiday pics. It was nice. Hope you have a lovely time, Derry. We do love you.
Chat. He popped in just quickly when his wife was in the shower. Probably just went all right, and then legged it.
That's cool. We'll love Derry. Next one.
My blood type is IPA plus.
This is from Matt Fox. This reminded me of John, I suppose. John likes an IPA, doesn't he? He likes an IPA, does John? Likes the old man's drink.
New England
Thinks he does.
Next one.
It's
this is what I didn't get, but I've now got it.
Power leg iron.
Yeah, this is from Blizzard. This is from the lovely Mick Blizzard. No,
coil. It is a coil. Give him that.
it is. It is. When you look up close on that could be an advert for a coil. It's really, really, really good. Very, very good. I like that one a lot.
So it makes it harder to walk, therefore better exercise.
Yeah. No, I think the idea is it assists you up the hill.
Oh right.
No, it's bendiness, isn't it? I thought it was like a leg thing, like power leg. Like I'm lifting this thing. Whoa, I'm lifting it really good with my giant coil legs.
No, he's still watching. He shouldn't be watching. Where the fuck is Wicklow?
I think it's just next to Wisbeach. How do we pronounce it?
I have no idea. Where the fuck is Wicklow?
I
Oh,
don't
is he
know.
still an island? He has not crossed the water. I'm so
His
Okay,
parents
come on,
have
let's-
gone to see him, isn't it?
next.
He's got to see it.
Anyway, Todd Father.
Okay, this is from Mike Davies. This is a good one. This is from the new season of Stranger Things. Todd Father. It's Walmart Todd, the man in the shed, the puppeteer, the master.
Yep.
Todd Father, lovely. Next one. That's from Mike Davies. Thank you.
Marlboro chips.
Yeah, this was from last week's show we had this?
Yeah, but I really like the fact he took the picture at the train station.
Yeah, really, really good. That's from Naeem Valley. Next one.
Great, liked it.
It's a Shell garage.
I didn't get this one.
Okay, this is from Paul Jones. Okay, now it's hard to see. However, if you move to the next one, I've used some imaging technology.
Oh, VIP
Look-
SV.
VIP SV.
Very good.
That
Very
used to be a group, didn't it? Popular one. SV.
Yeah.
Back in the day, remember back in the day? Oh, back in the day. We used to love back in the day, Russ. John was definitely back in the day. Rich, I believe, was back in the day. We were all back in the day. Back in the day. Good group.
Yeah.
Next one.
Oh, now how would you? I don't know what I'm looking at.
This is a thing from Richard Jack. It looks a bit like it might be a bit of a atty sort of thing, maybe.
Is it a
sort
car
of thing.
part? Is it a car part?
I don't know what it is.
Shit. I mean, go move on.
What does that say? Original
Looks
something.
a bit vapey.
Original spare part. It's a spare part. Definitely a spare part.
Yeah. Yep, that's the thing. Now we're looking at potentially a 3D printed mod.
Potentially. I mean, the skunk wall's in the wrong position. This is from,
I mean, it's basically rubbish.
This is again Robbie J. Daly. I believe this is his first ever Tribatama set in the show. I think for a first effort it's good. I think for a first effort we should say it's all right. Are you blurry again? You were blurry earlier. You already messing with my.
I know.
Yeah. Come back.
I've got a difficult face to pinpoint.
You got it. Look at that. Lovely.
Nice.
But they can't see it, so it's crazy.
This is from Ross Patterson. Next one. This is the.
It's a shed on wheels.
It's a shed on wheels. Reminder him of vaping,
I
right?
give him that. That would remind me of Mark. At least it's not the normal one. Yeah, it's fine.
But he took the photo himself. I mean, there was two of these. I've only snapped one of them. I've only put one of them on the show. The next one was it going round the roundabout. He must have been so quick with his camera, and he's like, "Oh, I'll get me mod in there as well. I'll get me mod.
Yeah, he's observed rule 4, which is always a bonus.
He has. Good. Ross Patterson, very good. Next one. Oh, we've spoken about him already. This is from
the wrong end of an horse.
This is from Rhys Evans. He was because he's a little jockey. He's
not a jockey.
He is.
He totally is. Look, he's on a horse.
He's not. He's a horse trainer. He's not a jockey.
Yeah,
what do you call a man on a horse?
In this moment, he is.
Not a jockey.
In this picture, he is.
If you call him a jockey, he's not a jockey.
He is totally riding a horse there.
I don't care. He's not a jockey.
I call a person on a horse a jockey. If you if you're driving a car, I call you a driver.
And you've met Rhys. He's too big. Rhys is too big to be a jockey.
Well, the thing is, I haven't met any other jockeys, so I've got nothing to compare him to.
He's too big.
Horses are big, John.
Yeah, but Rhys is too big.
Yeah, he's really bad at riding horses as well. That's the other reason he's not.
He is. He's not. He's a horse trainer.
But what you can't see in this picture, he's actually got a turntable on his lap, and he's spinning the wheels of steel. So he is actually a jockey in this.
Oh, he's just a disc jockey. Very clever.
Bravo. So anyway, that reminded him of Mark White's stripy stuff that he's doing lately. Lots of stripes. And no, it's not. We've got more. This is Simon. Simon Blackmore. This is it sounds a lot like vaping, doesn't it?
Very Vap. The Vapac from Very Vap.
No.
Yeah, that totally.
No.
That'll be out next week. The Vapac very bad.
Yep, I reckon so as well. Next one.
X1.
Stuart Maxwell. This is I think this is the very record deck that Reese was. That was his 1s and 2s. This is I think it's a high end record deck, but times one. Obviously X1 reminds everybody of it when you say X1. Whenever I see a BMW X1, I'm like vaping.
Yeah,
totally vaping. I'm not going to take a picture. It's been
jockey.
done before. Next one.
This is what's it called?
This is Alpha Blocks. This is from Tom Beatty. Yeah. This is from Alpha Blocks, and it reminded him of a pod-based system. And I
would agree. I'm happy with that.
Excellent.
Oh, that's it. We're off. Look at that.
It is. That's the last one.
Yeah, no, that's not good.
Thank you very much, everybody, for you sending them in. Well, we'll love you sending them in. If you've got any more, put them on a large stamped envelope and send them to www.youtube.com. And we'll get them that way. YouTube, I don't know.
PO Box. Travava.
/ James /Travava.
We can't guarantee that we will send your Travavas back. But we do try our best. Thanks very much for watching. Don't forget to smash that thumbs up button because
the bell. Tell them about
James,
the bell.
do your bell bit, mate. Now's the time.
Yeah,
bell. You got to do the bell. I mean, I'm not up on this stuff, but apparently, YouTube is like the penalising vapers. The NHS have gone one way, YouTube gone the other. So if you want to see us in the future, then you got to ring our bell, press the bell, press the like and subscribe and share and press the bell. That's what we got to do. Thanks very much.
Bye.
I fully endorse liking, subscribing, and hitting the bell.